Overcoming anxiety is not as difficult as we may think it is. It may just have to do with how we're breathing. So, if you are dealing with anxiety and you'd like to change that, you'd like to overcome it, give me a couple minutes and I'll give you a technique you can use to do that, because it's in my experience that how we think is how we breathe. How we breathe is how we think. Our breath is the first movement. It's the first action we're taking in this body. Like as we connect with this body and move it forward on this planet, the first action we take is how we're breathing. It's our breath. And so how we breathe will be how our mind works, how our emotions work, and how our physical life plays out. So, if we can be conscious of how we're breathing, anxiety can't hold us. It will still arise, but we can learn to step back from it, to not allow it so much space within to build our world. And here's the technique you can use to do that. So, do you ever feel when you go out in public, if you're in a crowded space, if you're walking down the street, that everybody's watching you, that you're nervous for some reason that you can't really understand? Just try this. The next time you're out in public or you're just walking down the street, keep your mouth closed and just breathe in and out through your nose and pay attention to how you're moving your mouth. Because again, it's in my experience that when we're nervous, when we're overthinking, when we're really feeling anything at all, we might move our mouth, we bite our lips, we might move our lips, we might move our tongue, whatever it is, but we're moving our mouth, we're breathing through our mouth, you know? And so if we can be conscious and just keep our mouth closed, just keep it poised, and only breathe in and out through your nose, then you will notice a difference. Like you really will. Because in my experience, I've noticed a huge difference. When I only breathe in and out through my nose, which is what I try to do every day, no matter what I'm doing, unless it's strenuous exercise, of course, then I find that my thoughts and my emotions are far more composed. They're far more in my grasp, and it's very hard for them to get out of my grasp, to get out of control. I always have that tether that brings me back to reality, that brings me back to ease, that brings me back to balance. It really is in how we breathe. It's not in anything else more abstract. It's how we breathe right here. And again, remembering that how you breathe, or your breath rather, is the first step you're taking into this body as you move it on this planet. It's the first step. And so handling that step with grace, by just paying attention to it, is so important for living a life of grace, for living a life of well-being that all of us want to live, And so as you're watching this video right now, pay attention to your breath right now. Just notice, how am I breathing? Am I breathing through my mouth or through my nose? Am I conscious of it or not? You're probably not conscious of it, right? Now, see, can I close my mouth and only breathe in and out through my nose? Or do I have to go? And if you have to go, if you find it too hard to breathe in and out through your nose only, pay attention to that and ask yourself, why is it so crowded within me? Why am I so crowded? Why am I in such a ball within myself that I can't find the space to just be calm and breathe through my nose? Why is it so crowded inside me? And can I shift that? And right now you might not be able to, but if you practice, you will. So again, if you're watching this video, spend some time breathing in and out through your nose only. Go down the street and only breathe in and out through your nose. Don't breathe in and out through your mouth. Pay attention to how your mouth is moving. If you have a thought that is lustful, that is vengeful, that makes you angry, that makes you hungry, something that excites you, something that angers you, something positive or negative, whenever you have a feeling that arises like that, notice your mouth. What am I doing? Am I going like this? Am I licking my lips? Am I moving my tongue? Am I breathing through my mouth? Really pay attention. Just really pay attention. And I don't know the science behind it. I'd love to know, maybe, I guess. But I really do wonder that if we breathe in and out through our nose enough, it must activate other parts of our brain. It must make us more aware, more intuitive, more in tune with creation. And I don't know how that translates scientifically, but it must do something where our brain opens up in different parts of it. Because ever since I made the committed effort to only breathe in and out through my nose a few years ago, I've noticed how different it feels to move through my body and to experience myself in my own body, because that's what we're doing here, right? We're just operating these bodies temporarily, then we drop them. And so right now, as we're operating through it, paying attention to the most fundamental movement that we're doing to operate them, which is breath. Pay attention to that. Let that come to ease, rest, by just breathing through your nose only, not your mouth, and you might notice a difference. Anxiety may no longer be able to touch you. Give it a try.